What's going on, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome to the stream. Today's going to be a good day. We're going to do some new stuff that we haven't been working with before. And as you can tell by the stream, we are flying through the ones and zeros of the internet behind the screen there behind us. That's actually, that's a little distracting. Let me pull us off of that. All right. So here's what we're doing today. I had originally talked about maybe we would do some type of like employee satisfaction app and build a API and stuff in Python and all that, and we'll still do that, but we're not going to necessarily start that today. So I had a client project come up that I had built years ago, and we need to rework it, right? Because it's old. I want to say it uses like Laravel 4, like an early version of Laravel 4. So it's been around for a while. There's some, it works, but there's just some ways that we can improve it. So what the site is there's a local venue here near where I live that does large outdoor parties where people can swim. And so what they want to do during those swim parties is be able to administer tests from lifeguards. They want to track if an incident happens, like somebody stubs their toe or they have to go in and rescue somebody. So they do a lot of stuff with events and with people registering for that event. So I had started rebuilding it a couple weeks ago, and I had actually built out an entire API. And my goal was I'm going to do an API, and then I'm going to do a React front end and just tie the two together. Well, I then saw Inertia.js. Actually, I had already seen Inertia.js, but I started to rethink it, right? Because this application doesn't really need to be a single page app. Yeah, there's certain pages where we're going to need some interactivity and stuff like that, but outside of that, it could really just be a static app. And so that's what we're going to try and work on is making this a micro, or what do we call it? Modern monolith here is what Inertia calls it, right? So it'll have both our front end and our API together, and we'll use some cool technologies. We'll use Laravel the way we normally use Laravel. We'll use Inertia, and we'll use Inertia with Vue because I just kind of like the concept of Vue and Laravel together. I think they play well together. And because we don't have to do any type of like fancy state or like multi-nested layouts and all that stuff, I think we'll be fine with using Vue. All right, well, let's start with a demo of the project, right? I think that's probably the best way to do it. So this is the old project, and you can already see that like there's a missing image up here. People put in their telephone numbers to start with registration. There's staff sign-ins and stuff like that. And this telephone number, actually, we don't even use that anymore. There's a third-party service that does like little iPad kiosk that guests will register on. And so this application is really just for staff. And it's going to do some cool stuff. Like we generate QR codes and we send QR codes to people. We do some image manipulation and uploading, stuff like that. But let's gaze upon the beauty of this application. So here it is. And this was built, again, by me back in the day. It uses Foundation as a CSS library, which is not a bad CSS library to use, but I think it does date it a little bit as far as like what was kind of popular and what's not popular. They can look through all their different events and they can see a roster of that event. And I'm actually not going to pull up the rosters because there's people, like kind of under 18 at these events. So I'm not going to show that on stream. But when you look at that roster, you can see who needs to take a test, who passed a test, who failed a test. That's one of the problems is that's the only way you can see the roster. And they actually want to see the roster with everybody on there. There's CRUD for events. Right, which I can actually show you that, and all of this is modals, by the way. Like I made everything pop up in modals, because I don't know why. I was probably like 8 to 10 years younger than I am now, and that much dumber, let's say. To be clear, modals have a place, but not everywhere. We can do an event report, and that's just going to kind of, what does that show actually? Oh yeah, so look at, again, beautiful site, right? And I'm busting on myself a little bit too because I built this. But it's just kind of summing some of the stuff that happened at that event. We can definitely clean this up and make this better. Staff is just what it is. It's the people that work there. You can see I didn't even do a call span right on the table headers. Guest search, you can search for guests. If I went to manage guests, it would actually kind of start showing guests. So again, I don't want to do that because there's folks that are, again, under 18 on some of that. Incidents are the same thing. You can kind of see the incidents from people. Like if they stubbed their toe, they needed rescued, scratched their leg, stuff like that. Now, one thing I did implement that I wanted to kind of bring up, especially since we were talking about doing an employee NPS app anyway, is maybe the concept, or well, not even maybe the concept. They already have the concept of like an event NPS. Now, if you're not familiar with NPS, it's basically Net Promoter Score. And you do some math between your promoters and your detractors to figure out your score, right? So all in all, all of their events are rating pretty high, right? Like 73 is good. Closer to 100 you get, the better. And 50, depending upon what you're doing, is usually considered pretty good. I would maybe argue that like 60 is probably the average for a place like this, but that is what it is. But you can see, there's some that get like just really whacked out scores. 66 is kind of neutral, right? So they probably had some stuff go wrong there, which I'm not going to show you because then this actually does show name and address in case the client wants to reach back out to these folks. So I'm not going to actually click on that right now. We'll see it all when we do test data. Like we'll have some test data when we set up our Laravel stuff, and we'll go from there. So that's enough with the app here. I need to run a Valet link while we're talking. I have installed, just locally, a Laravel new, and I've done an app. So this is just a plain vanilla Laravel install. I have not done anything with it. We're going to walk through setting up Inertia.js together and see if we can get something running with it. And I think it's time to start. Let's get on it. So Inertia is kind of split into two parts, and actually let's maybe start with a conversation about what it is. So really what it does is it's kind of a JavaScript glue between your front-end UI, which can actually be in Vue or React. Inertia has kind of libraries for both. And then it's between your backend, which at this point is, I believe, Laravel specific. I believe it's only working with Laravel on a backend at this point. Sorry, I'm just doing my Valet setup over here. I forgot to do that before I started the stream. So you can see by this little screenshot that we have here that we can do normal stuff like we normally would in Laravel. We can grab active users, order them however we want, only grab certain fields. And then when we call render, we're not going to render a blade view or a blade tip. We're going to render, in our case, this would be a Vue component. But if you were using the React adapter with it, it could be a React component as well. And then this would be the data or the props that the component gets. And so you can quickly see how you're kind of doing your data flow, right? And then there's a Inertia kind of JavaScript library that's injected into your components too. And that's what we'll use instead of doing stuff like Ajax to make requests to our backend. And we'll do that, and we'll still kind of get this cycle of like moving between pages like we would in Blade, but we'll get the benefits of using a JavaScript framework for the interactivity on the page. And the cool thing is if you look here, if we didn't return an Inertia view here, we could just do a normal Blade view. So like we can mix the two together, and then the life cycle is still there and it still works together. So that's actually kind of cool. For a lot of these, our listing page for stuff may not be an Inertia template. It may not be necessary to have some JavaScript interactivity there, but our creates and our updates and maybe some reports, and we're going to do some graphs on this too, that will actually need it. And so this is really where the power of Inertia comes into play, is when we've got these smaller low-level apps that need some interactivity, but they don't necessarily need to be a full single-page app. All right, I've talked a lot. Let's get started. If you want more information about Inertia, just hit inertiajs.com and check it out. Now we're going to follow kind of the instructions that we have on GitHub. Oh, I misspoke. They do have a Rails adapter too. So you could use Inertia if you did had a Rails backend. So Ping CRM is their demo application. So I don't really think I should need to walk you through that. You can go check it out yourself. And a lot of the videos that you see around Inertia will already show that off anyway. So no need for that right now. So Inertia Laravel is what we care about because that's our backend provider. And then we also care about Inertia Vue, but you can also see there's React and there's also Svelte, which I haven't worked with Svelte that much, but I know a lot of folks who have, and they actually like it. And maybe we'll do that one day on stream. But we want to do Vue because when I'm working in Laravel, I like working with Vue. It's weird. When I'm working with other languages, I want to be in React. Okay, so these are the kind of back end and front end components that we need to install. Let's follow the docs here on Inertia. Getting started. Installation. Okay, so we need our server side adapter, which we talked about is going to be Laravel, and our client side adapter. So here's the official adapters. Yep, they're linking out to there. Okay, so let's do our server-side setup first. So we'll go through the server-side setup. All right, we got a little composer require. Now I'm using PHP Storm here. I like it. I need to make my font size bigger. I'll actually do that real quick while that's installing. Let me just grab my composer file. Yeah, that's a little small on screen. Let's see, where is it? I don't really want to change the font size per se. I wonder if I can just zoom the font real quick. PHP Storm, zoom font. Control and mouse wheel. Or command mouse wheel for me. All right, command, and I don't have a wheel because I got a Apple mouse. That's not doing it. Okay, or it says settings, editor, colors, and font. Yeah. Okay. So preferences. Font. Let's bump that up to 16. Let's see. Oh, it's defined in the color scheme. I gotta go there. Come on, PHP Storm. What are we doing? There we go. Color scheme font. 16. Apply. See what that looks like. Yeah, that's probably better. I think you guys can read that. If not, in chat, let me know. Okay, so our backend adapter there for Inertia finished installing. So now, close out of some of these tabs here. So now we need to update our root template that will be set up with the site. So there is a note here that the Laravel adapter wants to use app.blade.php.vue. We can set that to be whatever we want, but I don't really mind it. I kind of like that. So this is basically going to be like, it's not necessarily going to be our layout, but it's going to be the container and the guts of the page where everything gets injected. So let's just rename this welcome file that's in there. Refactor, rename. And I'm just going to nuke everything that's already in there. And I'll paste in what they gave me, which I can put anything in here I want. It's just a template. But by default, all they're giving me is the CSS, the JavaScript, and this inertia directive, which will pull in basically like this page wrapper div and component that inertia wants to set up. All right. Now, it's not required, but asset versioning is really cool. So if you want to do this, I think you should. I'm not necessarily going to do it. Well, actually, I think we can. I think we can do that. So for there, I think we would want to go to our app service provider. Well, no, let's double check. It might not be there. Yeah, it's the app service provider. Okay. All right, now what's it telling me to do? It says in my boot, I need to run this. And then let's import that. And then why is version? Oh, I see what it's saying. Yeah. So that would be if we wanted to specify a version. But I actually want to do this part, since we are going to be using Laravel Mix, right? Yep, so this will get the mix manifest that Laravel Mix generates, MD5 it. And so then that way it will be different every time it changes. Cool. Okay, so let's go back. Creating responses, we figured that out. Okay, that's it. You're all ready to go server side. From here, you can start creating inertia. Well, let's do our client side then. That was pretty easy. All right. Client side, let's install the Vue deal. So we install inertia and we install inertia-vue. Cool. All right. So this is going to replace the default JavaScript file that Laravel gives us. So let's go into resources, JS app. We're just going to kill all of that. And I'm not in VS Code, so it's going to complain and not do that. Okay. And then this bootstrap file, we don't need anymore. It can go bye-bye. Goodbye, bootstrap file. You see Vue's not installed. I should probably just do a quick npm install just to get everything set up. I'm not sure if that's going to install Vue by default either. We'll see. So this is just telling you that inertia does have inprogress.js, which will give you like this little loading bar at the top of your screen. I'm not sure we're going to set that up now. We might do that as we get into the app. I'm not sure we're going to need it. Now, I do want to do code splitting because code splitting is pretty cool, right? If you're not familiar with that, basically what it'll do is when it does the build, it will figure out what JavaScript you need per page and just make a file per page. So in that way, when you hit that page, that's all the JavaScript you're loading. So you're loading the minimum amount. So for example, if I had this crazy like date picker calendar on my create event page, I wouldn't need to load the JavaScript for that on my event listing page because I'm not using it. And so that's what code splitting will do. It'll figure out what you're using where and load it accordingly. So I'm going to copy this, but I'm going to make sure we got Vue installed first. Yeah, I don't think we do. Let's look at our... Come on, fam. Don't let me down. There we go. Oh, yeah, we have Vue installed. All right. So let's install this dynamic import thing. And then we're going to need a Babel RC file. Basically say, hey, use this. So we'll wait till this guy gets done. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Yeah, that was a hard skip in the music. I skipped that track. That was me. That wasn't a problem. That was just me hitting the skip button. All right. Touch Babel RC. Let's open this. Put in our plugin call. So now we're going to if you're using Laravel Mix version 4, the dynamic is already configured. Oh, okay. However, there's a little known issue when using that you cannot use styles within view. Okay, that's fine, because I'm not going to use styles within those files anyway. We'll make this be Tailwind at some point. Okay, so finally update the resolve component callback in your app initiation to use import instead of require. All right. So what import's going to do, import is tied to the code splitting. Like it will go through and read like all of your imports, and that's how it figures out what goes where. So we'll just do that. Okay, cache busing. To do this, you can add the following to your Webpack config. Okay. Ooh, we've got that webpack.mix there. Let me see. Best way to do that is going to be, I'm looking at my notes, hold on. I think for now, let's just see if we can get it running. All right, so what's the command to start Laravel Mix? I always forget. It's in the package JSON. npm run dev? Yeah. npm run dev. This is gonna throw an error, and you'll see why in a second. Oh man, I didn't change our stream description. We're doing what are we doing? We are doing a event management. Inertia, yeah. There we go. Cool. Alrighty, so you see we failed here. Internet property starts with undefined. Oh, I believe it is going to be because of this, right? Like we need to set up our pages and whatnot. So let's get this set up here. I think if I just do an empty folder, it should work because it won't find anything in there. Now let me run that again and see. Go Webpack, go! Yeah, so that's why. So it built it, but it didn't really build anything. So we need to get a view set up, and we'll do a quick one here. So let me show you how to do this, right? So let's start first. Let's go. keep this pretty simple. So I'm just going to close out all these, and I'm going to open the routes file for web. All right, so when we come here, I want to return inertia render. And I want to do, let's just call it welcome. All right. Oh, it's npm run watch. That's what I want. There we go. That's the one I want. So it'll keep running behind the scenes. Okay. So actually, let me make this file first. What this is going to do is it's going to look in our pages folder for a welcome component. So let's make a new, or not a new directory, sorry. New file, welcome.view. All right, now we'll run npm watch just to have it going. So here's the thing that I love about Vue versus React, right? Is I can do template and I can do script, and my JavaScript and my template are all right there together. They're not super intermingled. And then even though we got a weird little Webpack bug and we don't really need this, if I wanted to, I could do style and it would extract CSS out as well. So that's actually really cool. If you notice down here, it actually did start chunking out stuff. So that was a page specific chunk right there. Okay. All right. So for our template, let's just, let's do something like div, hello world from the welcome component. Hold on, chat. I'm going to sneeze. Well, that was a delayed response there. Okay. So we've got hello world from the welcome component. So if we run this now, and I set up CF inertia.test locally, we have hello world from the welcome component. Sweet. Now it's got bootstrap styles already set up, because if you look at, I mean, it's Laravel's default, right? If you come here, again, I skipped that song too. Not a glitch. It's already got the bootstrap defaults in there. We'll pull that out, but we'll get started with this. So you're gonna have to bear with me because I always forget my Vue syntax because I don't do it that much. I think it's props and then name, and then here I would want to do name. And I can't remember if it's one curly brace or two. Might be two. Okay, yeah. So this is just Vue syntax. This is basically saying, hey, what props do I want to accept in this welcome component? And then here I'm outputting that prop. So the way we can pass that down is we can actually say, I think we just give it an array. I might have to check this out. So if we said name is that, and we refresh, boom. So that passes a prop from, or passes data from PHP to a Vue component. And that is the power of inertia. And you see how quickly we were able to do that. So I didn't need to make an API call. It just bundled it up and put it down in there. And we could talk about the way that they do it. They do it with like this kind of page level div that they JSON encode a bunch of stuff to it. But it's a pretty slick way to do it. I want you to take a second to understand how powerful this is, because we didn't need to make an API call to get the name. We didn't need to do any fancy type of like passing down because our two apps aren't separate. Our API doesn't live over here and our UI doesn't live over here. They're all kind of together, which is why they call it the modern monolith, and I love it. So let's get a little crazier here. just to show you how inertia works, let me set up a database real quick. PSQL, create database, inertia. I always misspell inertia. Inertia dev. Okay. So let's set this up real quick. Postgres 432 database is CF inertia dev root, no password. In another tab here, I'm just going to do PHP artisan migrate. Oh, it's not root. Got my own password or my own username. Okay. So now we have the default Laravel migration, right? We have a users table, we have a passwords table, just so that we can mess around with stuff. So let's go into, just to kind of see what we have, let's go to database, factories, user factory. You can see this is just going to define just a bunch of fake users. So let's look at seeds, database seeder. We're not really going to make a class for this. We're just going to call factory user class create. It should be there. So let's just create 10 users by running a PHP artisan db seed. And then if I did PHP artisan tinker, I could do user all. It would be app/user. Oh, no. It's just because I did 1: user all. All right, so you can see I have 10 users in the database. PM run, watch. So let's come back to our route. And let's just, for an example, let's say users equals user all. Users. So I'll say name is CSSNinja. Users is users. Okay. Let's go back into view. I want to accept the prop of users. And then maybe we'll do here, well, we need a root. View wants us to have a root component there. So maybe we'll do that. And then we'll say, what is it? 4 equals users, or user in users. And let's just do user dot, what is it? Is it full name or name? I always split that up. I always make a first name and a last name field. Okay. Oh, we broke something. There was an error. Unexpected colon. Oh, I did it again. I'm so bad about this. Hold on. And I forgot to import user. Rookie mistake. So we have a problem. I could have written my view wrong. It is quite possible that I did that. Let me just dock this guy to the bottom since we're not doing anything fancy here. What happened? Property or method user is not defined on the instance, but referenced during render. What is it? Loop over data. Oh, it might. Okay. I think I see what I did. It's not @4, it's v4. Like I said, my view's a little rusty, but check that out. We now have a list of all the users in the database in view. We didn't have to make an API call. We just passed it down in there, and it is glorious. Inertia makes this so great. So great. All right. And now to show you that like you can kind of mix both. I know I said you could use blade templates or just normal routes and inertia together. Let's just do another one. So we'll call this not view. And we'll just return view, not view. Oops. And let's just make that view real quick. Just as a test. Not view.blade.php. I am not in view. How about you? Go to the view page. All right, so there's our main page. Then we can do not view. Cool, I'm not in view. How about you? Go to the view page. Sweet. So you can see you can go back and forth and you can do whatever you need to do and whatever works for your application. So that's another reason why this is kind of powerful. We can do layouts with view and stuff like that, and we will. But let's start working on our app. So the first thing we want to do is obviously get it set up to where users can log in to the app, which Laravel makes stupid easy. So we'll just use Laravel's built-in auth for that. And I believe I'm running like an older version of PHP 7, so I don't have the latest version of Laravel. And I know they decoupled them as two separate composer packages. I don't have that. It is auth. I think it's no. I remember what it is. It's PHP artisan make auth. Boom. There we go. So now we've got scaffolded out auth layouts, all that other stuff. So we're going to get rid of that not view stuff. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that just because it was our little test there. We will actually kill that welcome component too. All right. So now we have auth routes. That's route list. So now you see we have all of our stuff set up for doing our password resets, our login, our logout, all that other stuff. Now it is going to be very bootstrappy for now. And maybe actually that's what we do next is we get Tailwind set up. So we have Inertia set up. Maybe we should get Tailwind set up with it. All right, but first of all, just to kind of show you that this is where we are, we can do a, was it /login? No, what is it? Uh-oh, what's happening? Think we have a conflict here. Ew. To the Google chat. Okay, so this says that I actually have to extract it all out and do it that way. I don't like that, chat. I don't want to do it that way. That is the right. Yeah. Log in. Oh, let's kill this. What about register? I mean, we're going to kill register eventually. Yeah, that's breaking too. So why is it trying to do that, I wonder? Okay, well, first of all, let's do this. Because we don't want people to register for this. Oh, there's Slack. Hey, Slack. Let's hide those notifications real quick. Do not disturb. Okay. All right. First, I want to do... Is that what it is? Accept register? No, it's register false. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay. So that will give us, that takes away the register routes that Laravel gives you by default when it does its auth generation. Because we don't want people randomly signing up for this. We want them to be created by admin users. Okay, so now we've got to figure out why our views aren't working here. So if I go home, it actually redirects me to login. We'll need to do this too. We'll talk about what sharing is in a bit. No, that's more theory. No, this is just explaining what inertia does. What if we did inertia, Laravel? What's the error? Unexpected token U. Okay, so I wonder. If can we... Like, if I called inertia here, what does that do? Oh yeah, because we're not, it's not an inertia route. Okay. So here's what I think we gotta do. I think we gotta extract these out. Like that other article was talking about. Which, I mean, gosh, I really just wanted to run PHP Artisan make auth and have it work. But if we had to build it out separate, so be it. All right, well, let's do this. We know that inertia wants this mix. Well, oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I've messed up, chat. Let me fix this real quick. It was here. That's what I want. So, here is what inertia is going to pull up. I'm just going to grab. I'm really just going to grab the nav bar out of this. And again, I know this is bootstrap for now. We'll fix that in a second. I'm not going to be able to use these helpers, I believe. Let's see. We might have to pull those out. Or directives, I guess is what they are. Oh, wait. Here, hold on. Let's do this. We need a test page. And then function inertia render. Well, and we're not going to bother passing anything to it. We just need to. I need to see it working here. Oh, npm run, watch. We gotta build that JavaScript. I hate that we're gonna have to recreate all these auth routes. Oh, is that not a valid, is that not a valid thing? Export. Default. We're not even going to pass in any props, but just so we got something in there. All right, we've completely screwed something up because we had it working a second ago. I wonder if it is this. I wonder if it's like borking out. Oh, you know what? Oh yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I wonder if it's just borking out on that part. Okay, all right. Let's see. Let's just see. Let's start pulling out things to go back to where we were working. Not getting any errors on that either. Huh. Okay. So let's kill that layout. We don't need it. I'm gonna leave those auth views in there for now because I may steal code from them later. Actually, no, I won't because I'll need to do it all in Tailwind. Well, no, we'll leave them in there for a second. Home we can leave in there for now. That's right. Web is there. Huh. And this is all fine until we started doing this stuff. Let's see what this does. Surely that's not it. Okay, we have... Okay, I'm kind of stumped on this. Let's see what we've got. Well, I mean, before we did it like this, but this shouldn't matter. What if I just... Like, this is getting there, right? Yeah, no problem. We're there. And I have a component in here called welcome. If it doesn't like that, that's just a P, but let's just do div. Hi, this is the welcome component. Welcome to the app. What in the world? Like the only other things that we've done different would be we had this in there. We got rid of those other route. Like, okay, let's get rid of these other views. Maybe it doesn't like that. Gosh, that would be dumb if that was the reason, but is my view JavaScript wrong? Look, here, let's do this. Let's do the example component. And we're not going to see any of the styles or anything because it's, you know, it's that. Okay. Yeah, see, it's not even saying that component mounted. Let me check my route, make sure I'm not doing anything dumb. Let's just, I guess that would be implicitly define that route. This is interesting. Everything was working until we tried to do mess with my app or anything, did it? Inertia app? Hmm. I didn't. Like, is it this? Like, is this messing with us, maybe? That could be it. Like, we may just need to do that in production only type thing. What in the world? Well, chat, I had expected to get a little bit farther on this. I wanted us to have a login done. I got to wrap up in like about an hour. I wanted us to have that more than done by then. But such is that developer life, right? Okay, so everything was working fine. We did the route thing. Things started going bad. So what if... Don't need that anymore. Okay, what if we just did this? And take out that inertia call. Like, does it still... Huh. Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's do this. Let's kill you. You're out of here. You are also out of here. You are also out of here. And you are also out of here. And I don't feel like this was the problem. Chat, if you have any ideas on this, feel free. We were working. We tried to get fancy by using Laravel's off. We had problems. Now we can't get back to what we had, essentially. Yeah, that should 404. That's right. So like that part is working. Oops. Balls. Is that the right template? I mean, we copied that. That was one thing we did change, is we... I mean... Yeah, I mean, like, that's the exact same. Look. look at... Oh, get rid of preserve lock. So yeah, it's not even making a call to the JS or the CSS, right? So there's our problem. Do I have that inertia render wrong? Like, that could be it. Do you have to pass it data? Right? Like, maybe that's it. Because I'm not passing this guy any data. Let's see what these look like. Oh my gosh, chat, I'm an idiot. Tell me when you see it. Oh. I'm so stupid. Okay. I didn't return it. Watch this. Oh. Okay, I feel really dumb about that one. But again, such is the developer life, right? Okay. Now we're back to rolling. So let's start to work on our on getting this login set up with Laravel. So what we're gonna have to do, let's run watch again. And then I do want to generate those views again, just so I have them as a backup. Yeah, I know we already had all that in here, but maybe we'll get rid of this. I just want to use the auth to like kind of just grab the code out of when we pull these views over to blade templates. Okay. So we really need to follow this one guy's logic here. Laravel inertia login, where he extracted everything. Yeah, Evan Burrell. Okay. So we don't need registration routes. We do want reset password. I'll probably put in email verification. But let's just start with one. Let's baby step into this here. So we can kill that. I will also kill our welcome page. I'll do this. Shoot, I should show you how to make a app layout for this too. Oh, hold on. No. Okay. We'll use this as a template for our app layout component too. So kind of the concept here is I make a new directory called shared. And then I can do layout.view. Okay. So we'll set that up in a second. Let's get out of everything but the routes. And we'll do this as, stop doubling up, route, let's see, authentication routes, route get login, and that will be auth login controller at show login form. All right. Let me think about what's next here. So we have this is going to break. So we need to go into, in here, we'll see that we should be back to the same error we were getting a bit ago, which is some, unexpected token, right? So let's go to app console or app HTTP controllers auth login controller. So show login form is actually a kind of method of use authenticate users. So we need to override it here. This is really all it does. So we'll just pull this into our login controller. And we actually want to redirect to app. Okay. All right, public function show login form. We want to return, return being the keyword, inertia render login. See, I always spell inertia wrong. Shoot. Sorry. Trying to keep it a family-friendly stream. Okay. Now I need a page, new page, new file, login.db. And here I need a template. I'm gonna say, let's log in. Or well, let's make it be a little more specific. To do, login form goes here. And then we'll do script for default. No equals. All right. This should render. Yes, cool. That renders. But we want to wrap a layout around it. So let's go into our shared and our layout. And it's going to need a template. And we'll need a script. Hi. No. Export. Default. So this template here, I actually want to pull from this layout template, right? So if I take everything out of this, we'll clean out what we don't need. We don't need any of the head because that's already in our app layout. We don't need the body. Don't need div ID app. But I could do... No, that's okay. I do need one to wrap it, so I can use div ID app. So that looks good. I want that. I want that. I want to see if these actually work. I don't think they will. And that looks okay. Yield content's not going to work, but that's where we'll put the Actually, I just do slot, right? Yeah, I think that's how you do it with view. So then here, I would want to import layout from, that would be / shared layout. And I think you have to do something here. Yeah, I think I have to do that in view. Oh, daddy. Oh, yeah. It's complaining about the Laravel code in there. So let's just do layout. And then, or no, it's lowercase, right? With view. I don't know. Let's try uppercase first. We'll figure that out. Let's kill some of this Laravel blade stuff in here real quick. Like I said, this is using Bootstrap right now just because we're trying to get stuff up and running, but we'll come back and either clean that up or do something different with it. Come on. Did you work now? Oh. Yeah, we're gonna kill that anyway, so we can get rid of it. Oh, it doesn't like the app name. Well, we can do that if we do. Well, we'll talk about shared stuff later. Like what you can do is you can actually, in the app service provider, you can say, hey, there's things that I want to share. You don't have to do it in the app service provider. You can do it anywhere. But you say, hey, there's PHP variables that I want to share, and it will create them as props. Yeah, it creates them as props on your view component. But we'll do that later. Our nav bar is going to be kind of light, but here, let me just start from scratch here. Oh, nav bar. Oh, okay. Cool, that compiled. Now if we refresh, invalid component name 0. Component name should conform to valid custom element name in HTML5. Man, let me see. Laravel, or not Laravel. View layout. My view's a little rusty. Like I said, I'm usually used to React, but that's not what I want. Okay. View nest components. Oh, doesn't our layout need a name? I think it does. Oh, good gosh, medium. Here's the medium hack, by the way. Come over here and clear out session. Clear out cookies. And I think local storage too. Okay, so we got that. Yep, looks good. That is a gigantic code sample. All of this, and it's not even giving me what I need. Oh, it's an object. Okay. That could be part of the problem. And I think I should give it a name just to be safe. I need to do that. I need to go here and
1, 2, 3, funk.
That should look like that. Then that should be that. Aha, no, maybe. Boom. Okay, so now we've got a layout that we can do stuff with. So let's talk about sharing. So we should be able to come to my app service provider, because I kind of want this to be like a global thing. App service provider. So I think here I can say inertia share app name. And I can do config. No. I can do the env. Env app. Maybe I just do it that way, just so we know. Okay, so if I'm sharing that, I think it's in the page prop. Let me see here on inertias. Shared data. Yeah, they're in there as props. So it's page. Okay. So what that means is that since I shared that, I now have access to it off the page prop. So I can come here. We did that. Okay, so that's showing that the app name is Laravel, but since we shared it from PHP through the env file, if I just did event management app, or just event management, and then refresh, something went wrong. Oh, if you have spaces, I think you need to do quotes. Yeah, there we go. So now you see like that's shared from the env file down into view. So like that's how the sharing works, and it's pretty slick. So rather than me like putting a prop on every component, it's going to do it for me. That's essentially what sharing does. Checking a couple things over here. Stand by, please. We are going to switch. We'll see what this is like. Actually, we'll switch to this one. Stand by, please. I have this like royalty-free playlist that I use, but it doesn't have like usually enough tracks to cover the whole stream. So I want to make sure that I switch it so that, you know, Twitch won't mute my audio or YouTube won't be like, nah, bro, you can't do that. So, you know, stuff like that. Alrighty. So we've got event management. We got all that set up. We got us a little bit of a header. We want to do the login form. Let's see if we can do a login form here. So login, I want to, and this is why I regenerated, I can delete the layout now. This is why I regenerated some of that off stuff, because I'm just going to steal the code here. Just to kind of be cool about it. Yeah, I know the stream title is like, hey, we're using Tailwinds, but all this is Bootstrap, right? Yeah, we got to clean up a lot of this. Ooh, that's a good question. I think it's going to handle CSRF for us. We'll see how that goes. Yeah, we'll kill that. I'm also curious how it would handle like that old stuff too. Okay, let's just cut this down just to one field so we can start playing around with it. Yeah, we can put that on there. That's fine. We don't know what that is yet, but we can add that in later when we get to the design of it. We want to log in. So now if I hit this, oh, if I hit this, who's mouse? Oh. I actually have to put the route in. Let's go back to old boy's link he was sharing with us. Laravel inertial login. Just so I can snag it. There. But what you can see though is that it was trying to send us to even though it's a view component, it was trying to send us to the other thing. Like it's doing a full page like push to log in, right? So I don't have to use an Ajax request here to log in like I would if I was doing like a React app. So like if I hit that again, it's actually just going to redirect me back because it's a validation error. Oh, there's no CSRF token. That would be why. Yeah, I was worried about that. Forms. While it's possible to make classic form submissions with inertia, it's not recommended as they cause full page. Instead, it's better to intercept form submissions and make them a request using inertia. All right, that's what we're doing. So we'll come here and we'll change that to that. We will, we got to V model some of this stuff, but that's okay. Let's grab this. Let's just do email. Oh, email's already there. And this is that little, at the beginning of the stream when I was saying that they have this little JavaScript package that you can use to do requests instead of like Axios or something. That's it. So we'll use this to post to /login with this data set basically. And then here that needs to be v-model equals form.email, I believe. Or is it colon v-model? No, v-model. Yeah, okay. Alrighty, so let's try it. Test at test.com. And let me actually look at the network too here. We'll switch over to XHR so you can see it, make it. Bam. So you see there it made the request to log in. It was a 200. And here's the response that's kind of been intercepted by inertia, right? So we need to learn how to share errors. But first, let's actually log in like legit, like, because I want you to see that you can actually do a redirect with it. So let's put the password here. Cool. And I will need to actually grab a fake user. So I need to do a Tinker user first. So there is a fake email we can use. I think password is the... Okay, now, so here's what happened is, remember I had said, let's redirect to app when we're done, right? Like, app is not a view page, so it's trying to pull it up in like this kind of modal type window thing. But you can see down here, after the successful login, it did redirect just like the Laravel code told it to. So what we need to do is come over here and let's make, let's do a new folder here. So like app would kind of be like the behind the scenes part, like after you log in. So let's just say pages, app, and then new file. Let's do this, let's call it dashboard. Let's grab all this and say, this is the dashboard component. Don't need any of that. And we would need to go up one more level. Okay, so if I just made this view over here, and actually we can't get rid of this. Or you know what? Sometimes I don't catch all of the Laravel ones that reference home. So it's kind of hacky, but I do this sometimes. Okay, so route, get, app. And we'll call this dashboard app slash. Okay, and then I will PHP artisan make controller app slash dashboard invocable. Oh yeah, it doesn't like that I haven't made that yet. Cool. So now my controller is crap. I did my slash the wrong way. There we go. So if you've not used invocable before with Laravel components, it's actually kind of cool. It will actually just make a one function that fires when you go to that route, and it's useful for simple stuff like this where I'm doing like a dashboard, and I don't need like a RESTful setup. If I was doing something like events or users or whatever, and I needed multiple things, I'd keep all that in one controller, right, and have one RESTful controller. There are folks that say like every endpoint needs its own controller, and like maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I also realized that I did kind of break convention here a little bit. I want that to be dashboard controller. So let's delete that one and keep dashboard controller. So yeah, how you set up your routes is up to you, but I like to use invocable on some stuff sometimes. And then you just call it just like this. You don't need to give it a function name or anything. Okay, just to show you that this works, if I go to app, it doesn't work. What did we not do? Why wouldn't that be working? Oh, maybe I just didn't put the slash in front of it. Oh, am I not returning? Oh yeah, I'm not doing anything in the dashboard controller. That would be why. I need to return. Me and these stupid returns today. Like it's been killing us. Inertia. Render. What's that complaining about? Oh, update that. What's the matter with you? Inertia? Return inertia render dashboard. Dashboard.view. Oh, we do have an error. Oh. Man, pathing and returning things today are big problems for me. So remember, we put this in app/dashboard. Cool. This is the dashboard component. So you can see it's here. And it's a thing, right? So if we hit login now, log in. Oh, it's detecting I'm already logged in, so it's redirecting me. So you can see that actually works, right? So let's come here and kill our login stuff. Okay, so now if I go to login, see I've got this here, right? And what was it? Kara 95 at, man, I forgot what that test user was. There it is. At example.net. Okay. Example.net. Password. So now notice that redirect actually happened in the browser versus popping up in that modal, right? And that's kind of the cool part about doing all this stuff in Vue. So like if you make all your stuff in Vue, it all just kind of flows together. So now I'm going to kind of log out. And I know I don't have the log out stuff set up real quick, but let's make sure I'm logged out. So that should render. Yep. Okay. So we need to do, I got to stop saying so much on stream as well. What is it? Route group. And then I would do /app. How do I do that again? Basically, I want to do a group with the app prefix and then protect that. So let's do Laravel route group. If you're watching the stream this morning, thanks. I'm going for about another 15 minutes or so. But make sure to hit the follow button. I may be streaming later today. But if not, I'll definitely be back on Monday to stream again. I think we would just want auth. And then. So that should password protect it for us. So if I go to app without logging in, bam, I'm redirected here. But now I just want to give that a prefix. And then that would make that be that. Cool. And just to confirm that works, let me get rid of that middleware real quick. Yeah, cool. All right. So now our routing's a little cleaner because we got the prefix on there and stuff like that. And we're protecting those routes and making sure that you're logged in. So we're getting there. So I think now what I want to do, actually, let me just make sure that works too. So let me show you how you can share. I've already kind of showed you how to share one thing, but you can also do this, right? I could come in here and I can say inertia share auth. Well, let's call it, let's just call it auth. And I could say auth user. So this is going to be my currently logged in user. So in layout over here, and I can do another one here. I could do, well, you know what? I wonder if that refreshes after login. Let's see. So let's just do in the layout controller. Or I'm sorry, layout component. Can I do? Yeah, it's methods mounted, and that is going to be console.log layout. Whoa, where are you going, keyboard? Why are you not typing? There we go. Layout mounted. No, that's not right. What is it? View mounted method. Oh, you know what? You don't put that in methods, I don't think. I think it comes up one level. I think it's here. Because methods, I think, are, methods are what you call via your code. But these are the lifecycle hooks, if I remember right. There you go, layout mounted. So now I want to console.log. It would be, is it page? Or maybe it's props.page? Or maybe it's this dot props dot page, or it's this dot props dot page. I can't remember which one it is to give you the props. Oh yeah. We messed up a lot of stuff there. Page is not defined. Okay, so that's not it. I feel like it's one of those. I feel like this is the money. View get props in mounted method. Oh, well then is it just this? Aha. Yeah, so now we have auth there, right? And auth is null because we don't have a logged in user. But if I do the Kara 95 at example.net and then do password, I want to see if this updates. So see, it doesn't update. That's what sucks. Oh, Oh, I got it. What if we did this, right? So we tried to share. I mean, we obviously should share it here, because that's kind of when it initializes. But what if we go into the login controller and look for where it actually logs in the user? That's validating, attempt to log in. Send login response. Oh, here we go. The user has been authenticated. That's what I want. So I want to use authenticated. Authenticated. Actually, I could just share. No. I want the auth scope there. So auth user. All right, let's see what this does. Okay, this takes us back to the login page. It does Kara95 at example.net. Decoy, yeah, we're using Bootstrap right now. This will be a Tailwind app. I'm trying to get. We're using Inertia, and I'm trying to get like Inertia set up and talking to stuff. But yeah, I'll be putting Tailwinds in there for sure. And look, when they launched Tailwind UI, like ever since they've been like kind of prepping us for that, it's kind of been like a please take my money type thing. So I'm actually kind of holding on really doing the styles for this until they yeah. I'm holding on doing the styles for this until they release that, because I'm gonna use the snot out of it. It's gonna be insane. So yeah, you'll see us doing Tailwind UI on here for sure. But for now, we're just trying to get Inertia working. Okay, so now we logged in, and auth is still null. I wonder if it's because I set it in the service provider too. It's cool, man. Like I'm about to wrap up in a couple minutes, like 3 minutes really. But check out the beginning of this video and just watch, and we kind of talked through what it is and we installed it and all that stuff. It's pretty simple. So yeah, go back to the beginning of this video once I'm done here in a couple minutes. And definitely check it out. It is fun to work with. I gotta log out again. There we go. So Kara 95 at example.net and then password. So okay, what was, we shouldn't have seen auth. Right, cool. Oh, it's not setting that. Okay, so maybe it's not calling that function then. Where was I? Login controller. All right, let's do this. Inertia share logged in user. Provided with the server-side adapters to pre-assign shared data for each request. This is typically done outside of your controllers. Shared data will be automatically merged with the page props. It says to do it lazily. Do it this way. Huh. Once you share the limit with your page, shared data can be accessed in non-page components, although not as props in those cases. Flash messages. Okay, hold on. We'll get there. Let's. So should this go in? Should this go in here? I'll just leave it like that. What's your problem? Oh, a return statement. Okay. All right, so if we did that and logged out, we should now see auth that user's null. That's right, because we're not logged in. So Kara95 at example.net. Password. Oh, that worked. Sweet. Okay, so what we just did there is we basically shared the authenticated user down into our components, right? So if I do this a little bit, like if I do this a little more shotgun-like, right? I can do this. Well, auth user. Now this is probably not, good form per se, because all this data is getting included with every request. So I'm increasing the size of the payloads back and forth here, basically. But, we can. Well, what if I did only? Well, I don't know if that exists on that. So let's try this. So if I did that, then I should be able to come in here to my. Where's my layout? And I should be able to say, welcome back page.auth.user.name. I can do a v-if equals, it would be page.auth.user. So log out. This should show me nothing up in the top, right? Because we're not logged in, so I shouldn't see their name up here anywhere. Now if I do Kara95 at example.net and then password. Boom. Inertia is legit, folks. I'm slowly becoming more and more of a fan of it. I've only really played with it a couple times, but good gosh, is this fun. It's like all the cool parts of doing an SPA, and it takes away a lot of the crappy parts of working with your API and UI and tying them all together and having two separate things and yada, yada, yada. So, wrapping up, decoy codes. Make sure you check out Inertia.js. And if you haven't followed, click follow. So and maybe, first of all, click follow. That way you'll kind of have me in the short list. And then if you want to, set up notifications so that Monday morning when I'm streaming this stuff again, you can come back and pick up right where we left off here. This is Inertia.js if you're not familiar with it. That's what we've been using on stream. We're going to continue doing that on Monday. Decoy codes, thanks for the follow, bud. We're going to continue doing that on Monday so that we can, build out this swim and event management system thing. So with that, I'm going to wrap up the stream today. I normally start at 9, but I started at 7:30 this morning, 7:45, just because I've got some stuff to do this morning. We had some snow here, so my kids are on a delay, so I've got to run them to school real quick. So yeah, everybody have a great weekend. Again, Decoy Codes, thanks for the follow, and I will see all of you on Monday.